There'll be one thing, Mr. Connie, that we'll be meeting here in a couple weeks. That usually right before the season begins for the recreation program, we take tours of each playground to see what needs to be repaired and fixed. So that'll probably be one that's going to be on the list.
We have a new bench. That sounds nice.
Mr. Connie, do you ever notify the police of any cars not wanted in your parking lot?
No, I don't push it that far. But every once in a while, I've been telling people right along. I says, the playground has a parking lot now, so I tell them how to get to it, and they say thank you, and they use it. So, when I do happen to see somebody in my lot, I said, next time you come, I said the playground has their own parking lot now. So,
Such a deal.
so far it's been working out, but anyway, those issues. I don't know if you want to address anything. If you have any thing on that Canada Way Street project.
Well, I can tell you that we look at it very wishfully all the time. We're always looking to try to get some kind of grants, and as new people become owners down there, there's a couple of them who've just bought some property down there, and we talk to them about what we want to do, and everybody seems interested. It's just a matter of the economic times right now where developers aren't taking on those kinds of projects. At least that's my experience so far. But if we could ever get some kind of a community revitalization grant to take a look at that, and it's down by our fire hall and it's down by some other buildings that we want to put new projects into, certainly would be a wonderful thing.
But
Nothing
in the near
concrete.
Future, huh?
Nothing for sure.
It's one of those things that was put together, and it's available for prospective developers to look at.
Yep.
But there was some interest from some developers, I think, initially when it was out there,
Yep.
and then it kind of waned with the economy. And it's really one of those projects that requires a private developer to take it and run with it. Now, we are in the process of trying to create a local development corporation, which would hopefully run a little bit like Dunkirk's, where they can obtain some grant money that municipalities can't, and might be able to put the funding in place better than a municipality can.
Right.
So that is one thing that we are looking for. Now, that isn't going to move that along fast,
Yeah.
but it certainly would set the foundation in place for an entity that could raise money that a municipality can't get for that kind of development, and to be able to work with a private developer to do something with that plan.
All right, so it's not a complete dead issue.
But it also doesn't have dust on it, because Sue brings it out every so often to make
Yes.
sure it's dusted off and available for anyone from a developer that's willing to look at it, yes. I mean, it hasn't been shoved away in any drawer too far away, Sue, I don't believe.
No. If you look to the corner in the back of the room, the mayor's office where we have our workshops, you'll see it, the image. It's about 2 by 3, of the proposed plan. So it's always there under everybody's nose.
I think a lot of us think the local development corporation, that would be the next big step. And if you're really interested in helping out, the next time they have a meeting,
Yes.
you might want to
Tell your
stop
friend,
in,
yeah.
tell some other people to be there.
Your friends and neighbors, anybody who would like to sit in or wants to know more about what a local development corporation could do for us, please, Tommy and I have been working on that, and we need to have another public meeting real soon. People who want to be part of the board, people who just want to be behind the scenes, whatever, because again, it needs to be a separate entity other than this board.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address the board?
I think Andrew needs to stand up and wave hi to his fans on TV.
Oh, he's hiding now.
Not now.
Don't let him scare you. Come back to another meeting sometime, all right? No one else wishing to address the board, I'll close the public portion and move on to resolutions.
Be resolved that the following appointed officials and employees are hereby appointed, reappointed to the respective positions at the present salaries and benefits until further change by the Board of Trustees for the ensuing fiscal year commencing April 12, 2010. Administrator, Clerk, Treasurer Richard St. George, Village Attorney Samuel Dreo Jr., Streets Commissioner Jack Boland, Chief Inspector Officer, Building Inspector, Zoning Enforcement Officer John Monaco, Parks and Recreation Director Roger Pecos, Fredonia Police Chief Bradley Myers, Chief Warrant Plant Operator Robert Lancaster, Chief Sewage Plant Operator Betsy Sly. All the other present official and all the present officials and employees of the Village of Fredonia whose terms expire at the end of the village official year, not above specifically mentioned, are hereby reappointed at the respective positions at a present salary and benefits until further change by the Board of Trustees.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Whereas the village owns an automotive fuel facility at its Public Works Department located on Eagle Street in the Village of Fredonia, and whereas the Fredonia Central School District indicated its desire to use said facility jointly with the village for the purpose of obtaining automotive fuels for the school vehicles, and whereas village and school desire to enter into intermunicipal shared service agreement pursuant to General Municipal Law Article 5G for the use of said facility, and whereas a proposed agreement between the village and the school has been presented to and reviewed by the board, and whereas said agreement provides, among other matters, that the school may purchase fuel from the village at the same cost as charged to the village from its supplier, and for both school and the village may terminate the agreement upon 30 days written notice. Now therefore be resolved that the said agreement is hereby approved, and the mayor is hereby authorized to sign an agreement on behalf of the village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Be it resolved, the following agreements are hereby approved for the 2010 summer band concert scheduled to be held in the gazebo from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Barker Commons to it, starting June 30th and ending August 25th. The list of bands can be observed at the village clerk's office downstairs in room 1, first floor. Be it further resolved that the total amounts to be spent for all band concerts shall not exceed the sum of $4,650. And now be it further resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign said agreement on behalf of the village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And they can also find that on the website shortly, right, Christine? Thank you. Be it resolved that the regular and overtime payrolls of the various village departments and bills approved by the Finance Committee and set forth in Abstract 403 and 404 are hereby approved and directed paid.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Be it resolved that Carol Inello of Fredonia, New York, is hereby promoted from the position of full-time assistant clerk to justice to the position of full-time clerk to justice with the Village of Fredonia Justice Court at a rate of pay of $18.76 per hour effective immediately and subject to all civil service rules and regulations.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Whereas the village retained the services of computed consults to review the village street lighting accounts with National Grid, and certain discrepancies have been found and resolved, which will result in future savings and resulting in refund to the village. Now therefore be it resolved that the village determines the issues set forth in a letter from Computed to National Grid dated September 9th, 2009 to now be resolved, and be it further resolved that the village determines the issues with respect to the private area lighting account number 99799-49104 set forth in the computed consultant's letter to National Grid dated October 16th, 2009, to now be resolved, and be it further resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the letters from National Grid to the Village of Fredonia dated February 18th, 2010 and March 8th, 2010